Harvinder, thank you so much for making time and agreeing to be on this interview call with me. I really appreciate you I know how busy you keep with everything that you do in your day-to-day. So I really, really am thankful that you agreed to come and have a conversation with me.
Thank you so much, Taranum, for inviting. It's a pleasure, and to be very honest, it's first time for me, to be on the air, and especially with you. I'm super excited about it.
Well, I'm excited too. It's my first time running a series like this, so we are in the same boat. Trust me.
Yeah.
I know what you do, and I know you have been my mentor in so many ways, but I want people to know what you do. So give us an insight into your day-to-day and your profession.
I am a teacher, rather. Now I am a lead teacher. I feel that there is no limit, in teaching. And teaching has always been my passion. And I teach English language skills to adults who immigrate to Canada. And I relate them to the real world task. And this is what I mentor to my student teachers too. It's not only the English language skills. We relate to the real world. They have many skills. They are very intelligent. Only they lack behind is English. And when you see them, when you see them talking, it's really good. They feel comfortable in connecting with the society. So it's all about teaching. It's just me teaching, and teaching.
But I do know you teach with a difference because I've seen you in action. It's so wonderful how you enable people, how encouraging you are. I've seen you build the confidence and the capacity, which is amazing. And kudos to you for the way you do it.
Yeah.
Tell me more in terms of what is happening at this point in time with COVID-19. What is it that, what has changed for you in your personal and professional life?
COVID, you know how it is a pandemic which has affected the entire world. It's affecting people globally. So for me personally and professionally, it has affected, especially when you are in a habit of working, going out, and then simply you are at home. And then we connected with our students via Zoom. So kind of just to know their mental health, to know their well-being and how well they are doing with the kids as well as their communities. So to my surprise, the students, my learners, they were very happy to get connected on Zoom. Mm-hmm. And we shared, and then we are having our Zoom classes after the March break, and kind of they feel comfortable. And when I talk about the challenges about this COVID, and especially with the learners, especially for being professional, when you are home, you are more, let's say, you are more busy with your family as well as your professional life. You can't give 100%, though you try. You try, but then again, you want to give 100% to your learners on Zoom, whereas you feel that they feel so happy talking to you, yet they have so many challenges, that some learners, they're shy, when you talk to them over the screen, kind of when they're trying to talk, when they talk to you, when they communicate with you in English, so their family is correcting them, so they feel shy, they're reluctant to answer you. Mm-hmm. And then once when I tried to make a WhatsApp call, so kind of I had 3 learners with me. One was Chinese, one was Arabic, and one was Spanish. Mm-hmm. So the entire 3, students were being, their whatever they wanted to convey to me, it was being translated in their language. So it was a big no, Mm-hmm. And so this screen gives them the confidence, yet there are challenges with them, and some of them, they don't have families. Mm-hmm. So kind of they are into self-isolation, and they are in these quarantine days. So kind of they feel reluctant, they feel locked. And you have to talk to them. It's not only the matter of giving the English lessons online, it's sometimes giving them the moral support to counsel them. Mm-hmm. It's not only just teaching them, it's not only just giving them instructions, it's listening to them.
That's so wonderful that you bring that point. It helps with overcoming the isolation. It helps with that listening that you're offering them. They are able to speak their mind or vent their feelings. But I do see the point you made about family being around makes them nervous and makes them shy, because then they feel judged. Which does not happen in the classroom setting. I don't know, maybe they can find a corner where they won't be disturbed. That's what I do.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, we try to sort that out too. I mean, like, because as the class begins at 9 o'clock, and they were like, teacher, not 9 o'clock, make it 11 o'clock. Why? Because, the kids are busy, the family's busy, they all had their breakfast, and we're done. So
that's a fair ask. I don't know if you can accommodate that, but that's a fair ask, because when I'm doing the recordings that I'm doing with people are either after hours in the evening, or I'm doing it on Saturdays. So for me, I have to find a time when my family is not around, because otherwise, and it's a curfew time when
believe me, it's likewise.
I have to, because otherwise everything is in the background. I become conscious of the fact that they are overhearing me. And then I am also conscious of the fact that if they're opening the doors or the tap, the sound is going to come. So there's just so many, when you are crammed up in one place, all of you inside, there's just so much you have to think about before you go in. So are you able to accommodate their time requests or no?
Of course, yes. I have to have my own full class. I have to.
Okay. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So how about your own personal space? I know you are accommodating your students and your mentees, but how about your own personal space? How are you dealing with that? How's family been impacted?
Family is fine. As far as I keep talking to my kids and then my family about the self-isolation, and kind of it's, let's say if we take it positive, it's a me time. I work 3 jobs, and sometimes I used to complain, well, I need a break, but this kind of break, a big no. I want to go back, But then when you get connected to your learners, the schedule of the week is running the same. So kind of when you get connected to your learners, you feel fine, you're in the class. But then when you come out of the office and you see, well, those walls, the same very things, there's no change, you can't go out, no Tim Hortons coffee, so you are stuck. But again, I'm just taking it a me time. So, just take it as a me time, work on the mental health as well as see what's going on, give time to your family. And for me, it's a time to learn cooking now,
And I know that's not your favorite subject, is it?
We are not good friends. Cooking and I, we're not good friends.
Oh my goodness. So who's been cooking now?
Well, I'm trying to cook, but then I have to see the faces of everybody, like who's going to try first.
Oh my goodness. Oh, this must be hard. I feel your family. Oh my God. That's not a happy situation. Maybe some YouTube tutorials might do that.
That's what I'm doing these days. I feel like an ESL student in the kitchen, eh?
That's good. And maybe the students, this might be one task that they're teaching you online how to cook.
Oh, of course.
That might be a task. Well, that's amazing that you are keeping the spirits high and you're taking it one day at a time, and passing that along to your students and your learners. What have you been observing? How has it impacted them? Do you see any things that you have observed?
I feel when we get connected to our learners online, initially when the connection is done, kind of they sound a little gloomy. Earlier Zoom had the time restriction of 40 minutes, So we had to take 10-15 minutes break and then go back. Now Zoom has removed that 40 minutes time.
That's right.
Yes. So kind of what happens is, like the other day it happened, I really like to share this thing. One of my students, she says, teacher, it doesn't look like that we are in the class, we are having fun. So I was like, yeah. But then I wanted to tell her, well, it's fine you're having fun, but remember, you're practicing your language skills, you're practicing your speaking skills,
Yeah.
the way they're happy to see each other on the screen. And if somebody is not on the screen and, the profile picture is being displayed, so they tell them, well, excuse me, we need to see you. So initially, when the conversation starts, they are a little gloomy. And when the conversation is in the middle, and then they are hyper and they're happy and they engage their kids. They say, teacher, I hate to give cell phones to my kids, but then I give them at this time so that don't bother me. I'm talking to my teacher, I'm talking to my friends. So this is kind of a little, you feel happy. This is kind of an achievement where they look forward for your call, where they look forward for your video conferencing. They're not like this, I don't want to attend, I'm busy. I should say, knock on the wood, I've never heard my students saying, well, teacher, I can't take the call.
That's so wonderful.
Yeah.
What is your tip? What pieces of advice, one or two, would you like to share with people?
First of all, I would say be a good listener as a teacher. This is not the time for us to give them instructions. This is the time for us to listen to them, to what they are going through, what they are feeling. Because right now, to me, that's what I feel as a teacher. Might as well, maybe others feel different. That's my feeling with my experience. They are adults. We can't treat them like kids, So this is the time where they want us to be counselors. They want us to listen to them. They want us to hear them, to understand them. Sometimes it happens, they say, teacher, I give them assignments, and sometimes they're like, teacher, I don't want to do assignment. So, I have to relate them to the real world task. Okay, tell me, what did you do yesterday? So how are your kids doing? So now the kids are at home and now their school is going to begin from Monday. So what experience do you have with the online school teaching, with the home schooling? What experience do you have? So kind of these real world tasks they're not aware of. So we educate them, I educate them to let them know that this is what is going to happen from Monday onwards and this is what you have to do. In case you have any challenges, take it up in the class. And many of them are mothers.
Yeah.
So then they find it interesting, and there the conversation, it goes on and on.
So if this is a great tip for people who are student teachers, to make sure that they are listening to the class or the people that they are dealing with. But for people who are learning English, what would you say to them?
Well, I post some links on WhatsApp. There is a little chatting. I have my 4 classes during the week: morning class, afternoon, night, and Saturday class. All the classes we have WhatsApp group. And sometimes it happens I post something a piece of news from CP24. And then the next day we have discussions on that. And then because they are interacting from home, they're talking from home, so kind of they are a little more conscious that they should be participating in the speaking skills. So they research well for their homework. Even when I give them the writing assignments, I always tell them, be simple, write what you think, don't navigate, don't explore for new words which you don't know. If you just write in a simple language, I think I'll understand better. And as a teacher, when I read anybody's writing samplers, I read it in their tone. So sometimes I come to know, well, this is your writing, no, or it's not your writing, So because the family is at home, they get a lot of help. But then again, giving them some online tips, giving them some online websites, and this is how they practice. And usually when it is focused more on the attendance, then they tend to complete more, because they know if we complete this task, if we complete this assignment, we'll get the attendance.
Wonderful. So you're in a way saying that they should make sure that they are attending the classes. They need to make sure they still continue to do the work by themselves. And engage. Most importantly, stay engaged with their classmates and the work that is expected of them. Tell me, have you seen any acts of kindness either amongst your students or amongst, even online? We are finding so much happening. Have you observed any?
Well, for online, I have just saying this, guys, how are you doing? Stay safe. They keep advising each other what they hear, what they read, what they listen.
Mhm.
And the most important, yesterday, no, it was, I think, last week, one very important advice was given by my students: don't take public transit. They said, walk. So these little acts, even like I have seen in my neighborhood, when I go for a walk in the evening, and like if I'm going on the sidewalk where I see the person coming from the opposite side,
Mhm.
kind of either of us, we get down off the sidewalk,
So still maintaining that distance,
Yes,
the physical
yes,
distancing. Okay.
yes, yes.
You're such a giving person. You constantly are making sure that your learners, the mentor teachers that you support, are always taken care of. Let's shine the light on you, and you tell me, if there was a magic wand that you could ask a wish off of, what would that be? And this has to be for yourself.
Yeah, if there was a magic wand, I would say like I would love to have a class on Sunday too. Yeah.
Okay, that's a fair ask. Let's have a class on Sundays too.
Sunday too, because I feel that my self-care, my mental health, it really works well when I'm around my learners, because kitchen and I, household and I, we're not good friends. So I feel my professional life is my best friend.
Wow, I'm sure your students would be so happy to hear that the teacher wants to have a class on Sunday as well. Well, I'm glad that shows to me that how much you enjoy your work, because unless a person enjoys their work fully and treats it as a passion, they wouldn't want that. So that shows how amazing you are in terms of being a teacher and an instructor. But above and beyond that you are passionate. This is a choice that you've made. This life is something that you enjoy, you care for, rather than just a profession.
Well, that's my choice and a profession, and let's say a profession by choice, which I always enjoy doing it. Sometimes it happens. There are moments when my students, they ask me, teacher, which is your best class, morning, afternoon, night, or Saturday? And I'm like, I can't number them. They all are number one.
That's so amazing. That's wonderful. If there was one giveaway, if there was one piece of advice that you would want to share with anybody who's navigating this time, what would you say to them?
Be patient, rediscover yourself. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. So just go with the flow and take one step at one time. That's very important. We can't have things happening at the same time, and yet we can't reinvent the wheel. What we have to face, we have to face. So just be patient. So there is a night. After the night, there is a day. Time never stops. And at this moment, especially at this sensitive moment, self-care is very important. And being a woman, they are the backbone of the house. If you are okay, your family's okay. If you panic, your family double panics.
Yeah,
so
and
self-care is important.
That's so wise. That's certainly so wise, to take life one day at a time and stay hopeful for the things to change. I'm so glad we had this conversation. You've been as wonderful as you always are. Thank you so much. I would just say, please keep doing what you're doing. You're so amazing.
Thank you so very much.
Please make sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell to keep updated with all our videos. Thank you.